What you are about to hear will blow your mind and give you six-pack abs without even exercising.
Pull up a bar stool and relax.
Hey, who wants to have some fun?
You've made it to Happy Hour with John Gaskins.
Oh, no. Not again.
Get ready for entertaining local and regional sports talk that will change your life. Or not.
And by the way, when you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Here's your host, John Gaskins.
Here's Johnny. Hello! Ah! I'm back, baby! I'm back!
La carrera de Tillman. Ahí va Tillman. ¡Gol!
Goal! USA, 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 USA. Thank you.
Ole, 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 ole.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we just won.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we did. We did. I don't know how much we're going to win, but okay. That was good. That was the best start ever to Thirsty Thursday.
That was pretty awesome.
From Orion Pub, downtown Sioux Falls. Jon Gaskins, Trent Singer.
Are you double fisting here? Look at
yeah,
this.
I know. I've got the Miller High Life Pony.
And the Hoppy.
And I'm going to wash it down with the Lagunitas Hoppy Refresher. Because I'm getting on a plane. I'm trying to eat light and not drink today, but I kind of feel like I'm at the Orion Pub. And I'm literally flying out for a vacation. I might as well have a tiny beer. I'm going to the most American possible city, Trent. Okay, San Francisco. Oh, you laugh. You laugh. People from all over the world live there. Came there for a better life.
To be fair.
Melting pot. Inclusive.
The focal point of the World Cup right now, right?
It
in
is.
the United States.
Yeah, just won the game there last night. Dad's 80th birthday. He lives a couple hours away. Cool. He didn't really want to go anywhere, but his wife did. She loves San Francisco. So we're going to San Francisco.
Cool.
And we're going to
I love San Francisco.
Eat and drink a lot of great food and drinks and have a gay old time. Fireworks at the Golden Gate Bridge now. Now that is like beat that.
That's gonna be awesome.
Beat that spot for
No
some
doubt.
fireworks.
No doubt.
The rest of you.
You better get some pictures.
We've got LeBron to the Wolves. We're gonna have fun with it. We don't know if it's probably not gonna happen to talk about, and we'll talk about the American soccer team last night's win, the controversial red card, and all that stuff. And we're going to get to your series that you're doing for Sioux Falls Live, where you can watch all of our shows with video producer Cordell Wright, putting together a great video product, SiouxFallsLive.com. Trent's been doing a series with the best college athletes, coaches of the year in different sports.
Third year we've done it.
Nice. And we'll talk about a couple of the big ones. And a lot of hockey movement after the NHL draft for some locals, Stampede and Augie guys. And but first, by the way, if you are watching, the guy in the middle is Johnny Oppold. Thanks for the participation there on the
Johnny
goal,
Oppold,
the goal
ladies and
chance.
gentlemen. Best bar in Sioux Falls.
Co-owner of the Orion Pub in downtown
right.
Sioux Falls,
Trying
where
to
we
clap.
do the show almost every Thursday.
Yep.
Oh, and the other co-owner
here
is
we
at
go.
the door, Thomas. And
Thomas Hench is
he
coming
needs a
in.
key. He's looking at us. Hey, dip squads.
Hang on, Cordell's got this.
Do I need to use my key? Really? You're just going to sit there and make me use my key? There he is. There's
Thomas Hench, folks, ladies and gentlemen, the man himself.
All right, both owners are here. All right. Where people can come and watch and enjoy World Cup games.
Absolutely.
Downtown,
I was here last night. It was awesome.
Friendly neighborhood
Great.
pub setting. Yeah, I was here with you for the only game I've been able to see because the other three have involved
Craven
Sioux
was
Falls
awesome.
Canaries games.
And Craven was great. I saw the Turkey game there. I don't. There's
Turkey, Trent.
Turkey. Correct.
Come on.
There's just something about watching it here. It's like more of a neighborhood. Yeah. And I think that's what you guys are going for, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the downtown's neighborhood pub.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I love it.
Let's talk about LeBron first. Let's scratch the itch so we can relieve Johnny Opps of his duties here. LeBron James to the Wolves possibilities means what to each of you? To me, of course, it's exciting. I want to see it happen. Of course, I think it increases the chance of the Wolves winning a title. Does it put them over the top? No. We understand that the odds are long. The Warriors are at the top of the list. There's the Cavs and the Heat. Before them, if you're going by percentages, something called Pay Market has the Warriors as a 74% chance. Speaking of San Francisco, if that's where LeBron's going to play, and the Cavs back home, 18%, most likely team in the East. So, I mean, the Wolves are amongst teams splitting up the rest 8% there. But still, good for the Wolves. What we do know is they've tried. There have been multiple discussions with the Wolves and LeBron's people, and I love it. And the reason why I'm rooting for this to happen the most, we'll talk about if it makes sense at all, but is so Johnny Oppold can win just a little more money.
No, put some money on it. It was a long shot, and then I started to hear rumblings that, it could actually happen, and then you start to see some of these teams that are rumored to, be ones where he would fit, and they're signing, like the Spurs.
What'd you get in at?
Tobias Harris.
Plus what?
Well, no, so I bought it on a prediction market.
Okay.
So it was at 4 cents.
Oh, wow.
So, So if I win, nice little payout.
Yeah.
But the thing that I would think about LeBron James that would be nice about him coming to the T-Wolves is with LaMelo Ball coming, it'd be nice to have another adult in the room.
Yes.
Just to make sure it doesn't go off the rails, And also, what is he going to go to the Warriors? I mean, it's not golf. There's not a Legends Tour. They're not going to win a championship with a bunch of geezers. Yes. So, I feel like, the Wolves are as good a fit as any for him to go and actually win a title. I get it if he goes to Denver. I get it if he goes to Miami to be with Giannis, so on and so forth. But, man, the Wolves got to be right up there. If it wasn't for the weather, I feel like he'd be in town already.
Yeah, I'll say this, too, and I keep hearing that argument, the weather argument. I mean, he's from Cleveland. I don't know. Is it that much? I mean, yes, the winters are much more brutal, but he's from a northern state where they experience snow. He knows snow and the cold elements. He's also LeBron James. He's the most gifted athlete we may have ever seen in the world. Is weather something that's going to deter him? He wants to go live in a sunny, shiny place because he was in Miami. And
I didn't mean to interject between you two, but I will contribute this. Apparently,
I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Apparently, golf during the season is a priority.
It's a big thing. Huh?
He's really gotten into it. I'm sure you've seen videos of it, and you can't pull that off in Minneapolis. Now you can't pull it. You can't pull it off in Cleveland. You can't pull it off even in Denver. You can. In Denver, there are 60-degree days in the winter, but then the next day there's 8 inches of snow. But that's apparently part of his lifestyle. Now, he can play in the southern cities when they travel.
Of course.
How much does he want to play? How big of a piece of the pie is golfing year-round really mattering to LeBron James? I don't know, but I'm not – it may sound ridiculous, but
at this point
it's
life.
part.
It's got to be, right? It's got to play a part.
It's part of the equation, but I would think a bigger part of the equation is apparently this is not financially based. Good, because the Wolves could only afford at the moment veteran minimum-ish. They could move some things around to make more money for him. He wants to win a title, and of all these teams, looks like the Wolves have the best shot of winning the title, arguably, at least in the West. Go ahead. You're going to respond to the the golf situation.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like that's a silly take for the standpoint of, it's not like these guys are sitting
at
a
take, by the way. It's apparently the truth. That is a factor.
I get it. Golf is a factor, but it's you're in warm weather cities half the time.
Yes.
It's not like you play basketball at home. It's not baseball. You don't got a 10-game homestand. You're at home and you're flying off the next day. Not to mention, basketball's going to be over in a year or two. You can play golf your whole fucking life, man. I mean, just to say, every old guy I know, that's all they do is play golf. So he's got plenty of time to do that. If this is it, and he really wants to win a title, I mean, you got to pair up. I think he should be looking at, which stars do I fit with? So, I would get it if it was Denver, because I feel like he'd fit really well with a Jokic. I'd get it if it was the Wolves. He'd fit really well with the guys I got there. They got kind of two backcourt stars. So would he fit with Giannis? Maybe. I feel like that's a little bit of a weirder fit because they kind of play the same game, and they're both very ball dominant. But I mean, I don't know, man. And for the people saying he would go back to Cleveland, I mean, do they really have a better chance than the Wolves? I don't think so. Because to your point, he's not playing golf there, is he?
Yeah. It seems like the only, besides the obvious of that's where he's from, like he's kind of done that before. I mean, they did. They reached the Eastern semis. They're not a bad team. The only reason that would make, I don't know what they have there as far as his teammates go, but it's easier to win a title coming from the East. The Knicks just proved it. You don't have to play the Spurs in the playoffs. That's the notion of why he would go to any team in the East, because he is older. And it is brutally physical, especially when you play the Spurs in the West. And the Spurs, though, were tuckered out by the time they got to the finals a little bit. And the Knicks, who were, running laps around these other teams, sweeping them, having a bunch of days off because it's the East, that was part of the reason why they were able to beat the Spurs. The Spurs weren't able to be as physical because they were a little bit more beaten up. So you don't get beat up as much. If you're trying to win a title, it's easier to win a title out of the East.
Well, when I brought it up a week ago too, I brought it up purely based off of fit too. I mean, you look at all the teams that would be in the running for this. The Warriors, I guess, make the most sense because of maybe some of the veterans there.
Well, it's not much of a move.
It's really not.
And
like I don't know. You're not guaranteed a title with that team. With the 8, like their availability for that team is not going to be like a guarantee at all in an 82-game season.
To me, that's the biggest long shot.
It is the
out
biggest
of all the
long
teams.
shot for a championship. I think if he wants to win another championship, and that's what I said a week ago, is Minnesota is the best option. I mean, clearly the best fit here for him.
And who's going to be your power forward now? Now you don't have Nas.
Can I throw a name out there?
Yeah.
If this guy wants to win one more championship, why not? Bring the king to Minnesota. I'm not kidding you. And you have a young team. You have a team with a lot of edge, and they absolutely could use a player like LeBron that could center them, especially in those playoff moments where it starts getting tight. You drop a game, and your backs are against the wall. A guy like LeBron James is the kind of guy who's been there, done that, and can totally carry the load. And 20-something seasons he's been doing this.
Setting force.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, in a team of playoff risers that just have been missing the one thing to get him over the hump. And if it's LeBron versus Julius Randle, I mean, who gets you over the hump better?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like if they went into last season and they didn't have Julius Randle, they had LeBron on that team. And I'm not talking about this year where half the team was injured, but last year when they were all healthy and they were beating the Lakers, they were beating the Warriors, they came up short with the Thunder. I feel like they got a great shot if that team had LeBron on it. I just feel like he gives them what Randall didn't, and that's floor spacing. That's a guy who can run. I mean, when you look at their moves that they've made this year, it feels like next year they're going to be running and gunning, man. I mean, that's what the team's going to be. I mean, that's why you go out and get Ayo Dosunmu, you repay him, you get LaMelo Ball, you get rid of a guy like Randall who slows everything down. I mean, I think it's going to be pace and space.
Yeah. Here's some other things I think you guys haven't mentioned yet. He himself is going to get a lot of easy looks because you have LaMelo's playmaking and passing ability to set guys up. Ant's shooting.
Yes, you can't double everybody, man.
Yes.
You cannot.
Yeah, yes.
Rudy.
Yeah,
even Rudy.
If you're worried about you're a 41-year-old guy defending, the Wolves have elite defenders now that can pick up his slack. No big deal. So it's a young and deep enough team that he can take nights off. He can go back-to-back nights off, no problem. And by the way, he's a guy who, he does do load management. He has also played 55 or more games in each of his last 5 seasons.
That's crazy.
So this guy does not take a ton of games off. And by the way, he's still productive. We haven't even talked about that. Like, he did average 21 points a game last year in 60 games. He shoots 52% from the field. He grabs 6 rebounds a game. And, oh, by the way, he would essentially, I think we would agree, even though you've mentioned he's kind of more of a small forward than a power forward, but he basically is replacing Julius Randle, the energy hog, the oxygen, the ball hog, and just the brute force who averaged, 1 assist a game in the playoffs? LeBron has averaged 7 assists or more in 10 of his last 11 seasons. So he's fine distributing the ball. He's not going to wreck your chemistry or your ball oxygen. He is fine to distribute, and again, he'll be efficient and productive. He'll be open a lot because you got to worry about the other guys anyway. So he's not going to take. And I'm not going to say I've been watching a ton of Lakers games the last few years, but he's not going to jack up a bunch of stupid-ass shots that are going to ruin possessions, and in some cases in the playoffs, and it wasn't just Julius, but would ruin games.
I think he's too. It's worth noting that his game has evolved over these last few years. It's the twilight of his career. He isn't the same guy who demands the ball as much, and I think that's a perfect fit in this situation because you do have guys. Your backcourt's loaded, right? You have Anthony Edwards, you have LaMelo Ball. You got Jaden McDaniels who demands the ball. I mean, you have a lot of guys. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and there is just one ball, right? We've seen this play out before with James Harden was traded, around the league, and like how are you going to make this work? There's one ball in the court, right? With this particular situation, I feel like he is, last year it wasn't his team. I would argue that it was Luka Doncic's team, right?
Yeah.
Like this is more of a setup for him. I think at this point in his career, Minnesota makes the perfect sense. It's just whether or not he wants to go live in a. Let me ask you this: do we know what the golf simulator scene looks like in Minneapolis and St. Paul?
Oh, I'm sure it's great.
How about like those indoor golf facilities?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, they got to exist, right?
Yeah. Well, I think even when LeBron was the guy on his teams, I remember like the LeBron versus Jordan crowds, right, where you'd have like the arguments. It'd be like, well, look at LeBron at the end of the game. He passes. He's passing the ball. He's made the right play his whole career, and he's caught a lot of hell for it because
caught a lot of flack for it.
He'll pass it off, and Tristan Thompson misses the layup or whatever. But one thing I will say, and this is why I put a little bit of money down on this as a long shot, is because they were leaking all these, like, little by little, you get all these little breadcrumbs about, like, his demands. And it was like the Timberwolves fit everything except for that golf one, right? So it's like he wants to play in a place with 2 stars. They got that. He wants to play in a place where he's got a chance to win a title. They got that. He wants to play in a place where, there's like a young, like, star player. They got that. God, what was the other one?
If he wants to get away, he can go to Miami. He can go to L.A.
Oh, the other one was
houses there.
He's not worried about money. And when I heard that, I'm like, he's not worried about money. That speaks exactly to the Timberwolves because that was kind of the big bugaboo about why they wouldn't be able to sign him. It's like, well, they don't got the money to pay LeBron $40 million. It's like he'll take the vet minimum. It's Sham said that yesterday.
Yeah.
So. I mean, let's go.
Yeah. One last thing about those titles. For one, people forget that one of the great NBA Finals shots of all time to win a game, I think it won the series against the Suns. John Paxson hit that, and guess who passed him the ball? Oh, that's Michael Jordan. So Jordan did do that every now and then. More importantly,
Ray Allen hit the shot in Game 6 against the Spurs.
More importantly,
Kyrie.
Of course,
the Warriors.
Of course, LeBron cares about his legacy. Of course, he wants to thrust himself deeper into the conversation between him and MJ as the GOAT. And I think it's always going to be MJ. But if you want another thing on MJ, he already has won 3 titles with 3 different teams. Of course, MJ did it with 1, which to me is more of a feather in MJ's cap. But okay, he's one of 3 players to win championships with 3 different teams. Guess how many have done it with 4? None. He'd be the first player in NBA history to win championships with 4 different teams if he plays in Minnesota and they win.
I'm not interested in doing the MJ LeBron debate whatsoever. I will say, I mean,
hasn't been done enough though.
Yeah, right. Like, but you can't deny that he isn't great. Like,
oh, for sure,
he's always been great. And people who want to deny that, it's a generational ebb and flow. The older folks are going to always say LeBron. The younger kids are going to say, the older folks are going to say MJ. The younger kids are going to say LeBron. It's always going to be that way. But you can't deny that he is. The fact that he's been in this conversation for 11 to 12 years, we've been talking about this for decades now. Like, that speaks to what he's been able to accomplish. And I think going and giving Minnesota a title, it's first since what, 91?
What a legacy builder that would be. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What a legacy builder.
Does it taint it a little bit though if LeBron comes in and he's the guy that
not really.
We needed LeBron
No.
No,
you're not-
no, because LeBron's not the star. It's not like Brett Favre to the Vikings,
I agree.
where it's our hated rival's best player comes in and he's the reason.
He's a piece,
I
man.
don't think LeBron's would be the reason they won. It would be Anthony Edwards 100%. But he's going to be a big part of it. And I would say this, like, the people, LeBron is such a big deal. I was just telling my kids the other day, like, he was such a big deal, even like in high school. Half of his high school games were on ESPN. I remember, I was a fan of the Timberwolves then. I taped his high school games on VHS, just so I could rewatch them. I mean, that's how good of a player he is. So it would be awesome. And I don't think it would taint it at all. I mean, for heaven's sakes, man, the guy's like 43 years old. I mean, I don't think anything he does taints anything. He's not going to be the reason anybody wins, but he's going to play a big part.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, I mean.
Okay, that was good.
Wait, Cordell.
That was solid.
Okay.
Okay.
Make a pitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Social media pitch, something like
Okay.
For
This is you, Johnny.
We're going to tag LeBron in this. We're going to tweet out from the big happy hour.
that's a producer. That is a producer right there.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
LeBron with Minnesota.
He's closing. He's zeroing in on.
I'm going to slow zoom.
Hey, I need to ask you this: have you ever talked any trash on LeBron in your time?
Oh, yeah.
Because we can
Yeah.
that can be dug up. Like,
100%. 100%. But I will say, if LeBron James wants to win a title, there's no better place to do it than the Minnesota Timberwolves. If you look at Anthony Edwards, I mean, that guy is next up. They've been calling him Jordan's son. He needs that veteran leadership, and I feel like if you got one shot, one more year, you got to come to the Timberwolves. They've gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. 2 straight years last year. They're a little banged up, but they got the talent. They got the young players. All they need is that steadying hand. Mike Conley couldn't do it. Mike Conley's not LeBron James. Get your ass on the plane. Get to Minnesota. Let's win a title.
thank you, Tim Conley.
LeBron,
Thank you,
LeBron.
Tim Conley.
Yeah. Oh, that was your pitch to Tim Conley.
No, that was he
Or
is.
to- or-
That's a LeBron
He's
James.
embodying.
Is he
Tim
pitching to
Conley.
Tim Conley or is he pitching to LeBron? Oh, okay.
Pitch Tim Conley.
Yeah.
He's trying to get it.
Okay, I'll make my pitch now. LeBron, this is you don't want to have the Golden Girls Part 2. Okay, mid-century modern with the gay guys in Palm Springs. That didn't work out. Here's where the real video starts. LeBron, you don't want to play with a bunch of guys that are going to require walkers down the court. Like, what you want to play 500 ball with the Golden Boys, the Golden Girls in San Francisco? No. You want to win a championship, and you want to win it with young players that are studs, LaMelo and Ant. You want to golf? You have your whole life to golf after this, and you can golf when you're on the road. When you go, and you can golf with Steph Curry when you go beat the Warriors by 50 points, but come to Minnesota and win a title.
The only thing I'll say is it's not that cold up here. I mean, you get used to it pretty quick.
He's lived in Cleveland.
Come on.
I mean,
it's really.
I think
I think that's an overblown
been through the cold
part of this.
Yeah.
You
can spend.
go ice fishing, man.
All right, Johnny. If you want to stay for the Team USA talk, you can. If you want to get back to work, you can. Whatever you want to do, it's
I'll
up to
let
you.
guys talk. So
Okay.
My kids have been watching.
Yeah.
Johnny Oppold.
I've been busy.
Johnny Oppold.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Best place downtown to watch Team USA, and of course your officially unofficial Timberwolves.
We didn't even
watch
get to
bar
talk Weird Al,
of
Johnny.
Sioux Falls. I'm sorry. I wish we
okay.
would have recorded.
It's
I
all
wish
right.
we
It's
would
all
have
right.
recorded the discussion about how Weird Al pulled out all the stops in Sioux Falls.
It was great.
The
It was
other
a good
night.
time.
Yeah,
It
played
was.
did the hits, but also did some B-side.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Cordell's like, we don't have to talk about Weird Al, and then I just started talking about Weird Al.
I just wanted to hear the saga begins so bad. Why not?
Oh, Cordell does not like Weird Al.
It's a
bit of a
generational
gimmick
thing.
to you.
It's a generational thing.
It's a gimmick. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
There's
a lot of people who think that.
I'm kind of in the middle, to be honest. I applaud. I mean, when I was a kid, I was like 5. First thing I remember, "Eat It." There was "Beat It" by Michael Jackson. It was the biggest song on earth.
Yep.
And then he did "Eat It," and I'm like, that even as a 5-year-old watching MTV, I'm like, that guy is brilliant. This is hilarious. And I'm 5. That's my sense of humor.
He did come out in the fat suit and did "I'm Fat."
Well, and then there was "Bad" by 4 years later, biggest song on the planet, and then Weird Al does "Fat." It's like the exact same premise.
Yep.
Kind of cheap and gratuitous, but It was really, really, really funny.
It was so funny.
Running
with Scissors was a seminal part of my childhood.
I think a lot of the stuff that I've heard from him is clever, like the Amish Paradise.
Yep.
Another one, Rides the Bus instead
Yep.
of another one. His early stuff, Like a Surgeon instead of Like a Virgin.
Have you
Those are
seen
some
the
of
movie?
early ones?
Have you seen the movie?
The Weird Al movie?
Yes.
I have not. The UHF?
I'm telling you.
Is there a new one?
No, there's a new one.
UH
It's a biopic that he did.
Okay.
And he keeps always, on his media tour, he's always claiming it's 100% factual,
Okay.
nothing fake.
All right.
And it is so clearly 100% fake. Daniel Radcliffe plays him.
Okay.
It's hilarious. There's tons of cameos in it. I highly recommend everybody to watch that movie. It's fantastic.
I think there's been parts of him that have been funny. The songs are clever. I'm kind of with Cordell. Like, it doesn't really crack me up. I don't think I would have gone to the show.
The movie's good.
But I think if I would have been given a free, I'll play the whole Matt Zimmer line. If you're gonna give me a free ticket, I probably would have gone. Probably would have had a good time. Whatever.
We got discounted tickets. There was like a flash sale for the Denny and $30.
Wow. You know what I'll say about Weird Al is, besides the fact that I love the fact that at the Canaries games, we had a Canaries game going on across the street that night, so I couldn't go to Weird Al anyway. But our PA announcer, Randy Preston, great sense of theater and entertainment. He's not just a guy who blows into the pipes. Sorry for that term. He has a sense of entertainment, and he was playing a lot of Weird Al stuff. That was pretty funny. Just a little stuff in between at bats.
Yeah.
But look, I think we can all agree that there's hardly anything America agrees on these days. A lot of tension and divisiveness between people. It can feel like a wretched world at points, and we need more Weird Als in this universe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Just for fun to make us smile.
I just came 66 years old. He sounded fantastic.
All right.
Awesome.
That was about 5 minutes of Weird Al. I think that's Cordell's like, yes, it was. I tried to steer you away from it. I mean, you could find it, but I'm not going to make you.
I'll send it to you, Cordell.
Okay.
Took a video.
Yeah. Then last night, again, Canaries. So I was missing Team USA. Getting screwed on that red card, and then still, because I did take a second to peek in at like right when it happened, and it's our best offensive player, and and the announcers are like panic attacking, like I don't know about this. They're missing him now. They're only up 1-0, and then they're going to miss him the next game, and this is truly a test. I mean, if you're going to win a World Cup, you're going to have to go through.
Yep.
I sound like Frank Caliendo's impression of John Madden, by the way. But then they score another goal. They win the game 2-0. Ole, ole, ole.
It was those after Balagoon, I believe, right?
Belligan.
I don't know. I've heard it
You're
pronounced
obviously
so
not
many
listening
different
to
ways.
the speakers at these watch parties you're at. But
Yeah, it's a little louder.
I think it's Belligan. It's okay. Most people watching and listening to this are either are not watching or just like us, they're barely watching. But
Yeah.
they want to watch because it's the thing to watch.
I was concerned, but I'll say I felt happy having the 1-0 lead. And the fact that they got a clean sheet out of that, regardless. They've given up one goal. I want to point this out. Really, truly, 3 games, meaningful games that they played in this World Cup. Yeah. They've given up 1 goal in those games, and that was against a Paraguay team that just had a massive upset in the round of 32. Beating Germany,
one of the favorites.
So I think that was a huge learning moment for this team to be able to play that way throughout the entire second half, pretty much. And I thought that was going to be really good practice for them, essentially, what they'll have to do for 90 minutes against Belgium. It's also, 12 years ago, I pointed this out, too, on Twitter. I just realized it while I was watching the game. 12 years ago to the day was the day that Belgium beat the U.S. in the World Cup. It was the Tim Howard game. It's one of the games I remember the most from the World Cup. I think it was 0-0 at the end of 90 minutes, and they went into extra time, and the final score was 2-1. They scored 3 goals there at the end, and that was an epic game. And now they're going to get their chance at revenge here for in the World Cup with this young team that's I think opening a lot of eyes here in the States.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm glad you pointed out the only 1 goal given up in the games that truly counted, because
I've never seen this good of a defensive.
A lot of the focus and attention is on this is the best offensive team they've had. I mean, they're on the attack. They have as intimidating, aggressive freight train of an attack, which is, for those of us who only watch the World Cup, not not every 4 years, but only when the Americans play. Sorry, guilty. I didn't watch it last time. It's kind of fun to see the ball on the American side because I am one of those people who doesn't generally watch soccer. I do find it, I hate to use the word boring, but I'll use it for lack of a better word. But that's partly because a lot of the only soccer games I watched, you're watching your team play defense in a sport where there's hardly anything scoring. Mm-hmm. And to watch the Americans constantly on the attack to where there's a bunch of almost goals that eventually do lead to defensive breakdowns and to goals. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. But your point is they are versatile. They're multifaceted.
Yeah.
But I think the freight train offense helps that defense. They're not on defense as much. The goalie's not taking as much shots coming in. Yep. And it's like complementary football.
And it's soccer. You can only win if you're possessing the ball, and so that's obviously the key. But their back end has been so solid. Tyler Adams back there. Obviously, Matt Freese in goal has been outstanding too. But, yeah, even the one goal they gave up against Paraguay was like – it was like a 3-0 game, I think, and then they gave up the goal and then scored another one. They ended up winning that game 4-1, and so it was kind of an inconsequential goal that they gave up in this second half of that game.
The first goal last night was like the first goal against Australia, the one that I did get to see here at Orion with you on a Friday afternoon.
That set piece, though, my awesome. God.
But but there was another guy, Canary's press box last night. Some of us are watching the replay of the goal. And this is a non-soccer guy who was just kind of like, what a sport! You might win because you hit it off because the other guy scored for you. It's like, well, even me, look at me turning into Pele over here, turning into Alexi Lawless. I'm like, well, sometimes those goals happen off that guy because they're trying to block our guy from getting the ball, and it's basically trying to be in a spot to prevent a goal. That's already inevitable, and I don't know if I explained it well.
Well, my hockey mind automatically, when I see own goals like that,
it's a lot like
goes to pucks deep, pucks to the net, man. I mean, you hear it all the time from coaches, and there's a reason for that.
It's puck luck.
Yeah.
You hear puck luck, which there is some, but
get it to the area, man.
In some cases, they're trying so hard to prevent the goal because they know it's coming that it goes off of them.
It happens in a split second.
But that red card, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, doesn't take Pele to watch that and go, even if you just, you don't watch soccer, you watch football, you're going, it's the same thing. It's that there didn't appear to be any intent there. And wasn't it initially a yellow card anyway?
No, they didn't even call a card.
A yellow card.
That was the thing that frustrated me the most.
They found a red card.
They hadn't called a card the entire game up until that point, which was baffling to me.
It was a rough game because Bosnia was trying to rough us up because we have more skill, right?
Is it a red card? Yeah, probably by definition, but you could argue too that Messi, had a similar play in this World Cup and didn't get called for anything.
So that's where you go, hey, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but
no consistency.
It feels like, hey, Americans, you've been playing, you've had a favorable draw. You've been playing all your games on the West Coast, not a lot of travel, and you're not there yet. You're not one of the blue bloods here. It's happening a little too fast for you. I don't think they would have given Messi a red card, or I don't know, name one other great soccer player. Ronaldo, that's who I was thinking of. I almost nailed that one. Think of those guys.
Yeah.
They're not going to give those guys a red card, or they're not going to give Germany as a team, or Argentina, or Brazil, the blue bloods, that red card. But it's kind of like, you got to earn your spurs a little bit, America. So
the way Flo's been playing coming into this World Cup, the way he played in it, it's.
Do you agree with my?
I agree, but I also am just like you're. That's where I just want to see more consistency here, and FIFA needs to. Recognize that that's a problem. They won't, but
no.
I just think you're at the discretion of that referee. And as a matter of fact, I watched the Bosnia coach absolutely laying into him for pretty minuscule call later on in that game, and I was just like, just give it to him, man. I was honestly rooting for the Bosnia coach there because I was just like, I hope everybody doesn't like this ref because right now he is not welcomed in the United States.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when our guy was getting kicked out, were there not Bosnian players like kind of right there, kind of consoling him as he walked off the field, or was I seeing the wrong thing? Not consoling him, but it looked like he
Yeah,
was,
they might have
were
given
walking
a couple
off there
pats.
with a couple pats on the
Yeah.
back. Like I think they kind of.
Yeah.
I don't think that was just game recognizing game. I think it's kind of like. Yeah,
Well,
we
it's a
got-
it's a rough
sorry,
call
got
too.
screwed.
He knows he's out for the next game, and
Yeah.
that's why he's it's a
I don't
pretty
know.
dejected feeling.
Can FIFA overturn this kind of stuff, or is that a definite?
Nope, they
I don't
can't.
know.
It's pretty
Okay.
much. I mean, there is an
There's
appeals
an appeal.
process, but it
Okay.
won't be done by the time the next game.
And that's
happens.
Monday, right?
Yeah,
Monday,
is
America
the
versus
game.
Belgium, and we're favored in this, right? I think we're favored.
I would
but
think it's going to be
gonna
tighter.
the hardest game.
It's going to be tighter, but
Yeah.
I think a draw might be the most favorable
Yeah.
outcome after
Yeah.
90 minutes. You know,
One
so-
final point, just to make me sound smart, like I haven't been listening to other people make points and I'm regurgitating them. It's pretty cool that that America's been without Pulisic, their best player, or Balogun.
Yeah, sure.
Nailed it.
Flow.
For like they've been without one or the other pretty much
Yeah.
the entire time, and
Last
they're-
3
and
games.
and they've dominated the teams they have played.
Yeah, I
good
mean-
sign if they ever get both of them at the same time.
They can win without Flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just going to be it's going to be a tall task, and it's in Seattle. You know, we're still on home turf here.
Yeah.
We're going
Well,
to
the home of the 12th man.
That's
One of
right.
the most loudest football stadiums in America. So.
I also just want to point out Sunday's schedule for the World Cup is unreal. I got to find this quick. There are 2 games that day, and they're both round of 16 games.
If you're not taking a ferry to Sausalito like I am and spending the afternoon sipping wine in a Mediterranean seaside sort of landscape,
Yeah.
not caring about what's on TV, and you're watching soccer, who's playing?
I'll be down in like Yankton, and I'm going to have to figure out how to
Like
get
Yankton?
back.
What are you going to Burbank?
Crofton. The other side,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Brazil and Norway at 3:00. Fantastic game. I mean, that's going to be killer. 7 p.m. Mexico England. I mean, talk about 2 games back to back on Sunday.
Yeah.
We have a treat for World Cup soccer on Sunday.
Okay. What brings you to Crofton? I'm
Just
curious.
4th of July stuff with the family.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You should
Probably
blow
blow
some
some-
stuff
yep.
up. Go to that golf course there. They've got one of the most
In
famous.
Crofton?
Yes, they've got one of the
My
most
parents
famous
live right next
holes
to it.
in Nebraska. In the Midwest, is just a deep, like downhill par 3 with the Missouri River in the background.
My parents live right next to it. I've yet to golf that course, but I've hiked the trails right behind it.
It's on my I wouldn't say bucket list. It's on a to-do golf list.
Crofton,
So
where
go
my wife and
play
I
the
got
Crofton.
married.
Well, no kidding.
It is true.
That's very nice. Now you've answered my question of what your 4th of July plans are.
That's what I'm doing.
There you go. Say we'll take it home with some actual true local sports talk. Tell us about this college athlete, college coach of the year thing you've been doing at SiouxFallsLive.com, not just this week, but for 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been fun. Zim and I started this 3 years ago. College athletes of the year. We pick, I believe it's 15 sports, and then a coach of the year. We just unveiled our new one this year. A lot of SDSU, a lot of USD, and Augustana players all on this list. And had some. I added honorable mentions this year, so we had some honorable mentions added in this year. So check it out. I think it's cool stuff. We maybe some of it's not all that surprising. Some of it may have been surprising to some people. I know there was a little bit of contention between Zim and I when I put. I had Mark Kurtz as my coach of the year, and Zim was like, "Do we really want to give it to a non-revenue sport?" And I was like, "I don't know. Does that matter? I guess it certainly weighs into it." We had Aaron Johnston was our coach of the year last year, but this year was Mark Kurtz, and I think so fitting. They won their first game at the national tournament, made that quarterfinal round, and lost to the eventual national champions. But he's built a juggernaut of a program there at Augie, so I'm happy for Mark getting that award. I think that's cool.
Yes.
Part-time coach too.
Was that? Oh, we have a
Somebody
beer
tried to
man
get
at the
in?
door. Beer man at the door. Beer man. You want to give him a beer man chant when he comes in here?
Yeah, we'll do it.
We're taping this on Thursday midday when all the beer trucks come in. The beer you get to drink at Orion Pub, a lot of it arrives fresh right now.
There he is, man.
Beer man.
Beer man.
There you go. Beer man.
He's got a Blue Moon shirt on.
Yes, indeed.
Hands on the card.
All right. The kegs have arrived. It's party time. Well, I was going to ask you what perhaps the toughest one to decide was.
There were some tough ones. Softball was a little tricky. Softball, we went with Madison Evans. I thought Kiera Lubavitch definitely had a say in that. A couple Sioux Falls Lincoln graduates there too, which is former teammates. But Madison Evans, with that run she put together at the end, was phenomenal. Them winning a game, beating Louisville in that tournament was cool.
Yeah,
a very cool moment for a team
out.
that was under 14, or I believe under 14 wins. 14 wins below the 500 mark going into the tournament and ended up winning a game. She had a stellar run, and it's really hard to overlook that. I mean, just what a run for the Yotes this year on the softball side. So that was kind of a tough one.
I would agree. It's tough to not go with a pitcher, although they could. And that's college. I mean, high school, there was Macy Bryant, who had 830. Are these all college awards?
They are. They're all college athletes of the year. The women's swimming and diving was we went with Avery Lommel, who's an All-American diver. Yeah.
Which of the ones, was it really tough in football? So we,
Here, I'll give you our honorable mentions.
Football
Obviously, L.J. Phillips was our player of the year. Kind of.
I guess it would be obvious.
I mean, it's really hard to say anything different. He was an All-American, led the FCS in rushing.
Well, and I'm thinking, who else would it be from the other schools around?
We've got
here?
Kobe Claiborne at SDSU.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
You want me to give you some names?
Yeah.
Quentin Christensen, Drayton Gannon. Those were our honorable mentions, and then outside of that,
Chase Mason's not eligible.
Yeah, he's really not eligible. He
didn't
play
9 games.
Augie had Styles Blackman, Isaiah Huber, Logan Leonard, who ended up getting hurt at the end of the year.
L.J. Phillips led the nation in rushing for most of the year.
Hank Brown Jr. from USF. So, Mikey Munn was also on that list too for USD. But
LJ's pretty slam dunk there.
Yeah.
And then college basketball player of the year was Ferguson from Augustana, and look, maybe not a guy that a lot of people watched, but they should have.
Yeah. I mean, it's a reason to get out and watch some D2 basketball.
Where did he end up going?
Arkansas State, I believe.
Arkansas State. This kid was a kamikaze. I mean, he was a blast to watch. Obviously, I saw him a couple times when the Vikings played USF. And, there was nobody more electric with the ball in his hands, nobody that affected a game more. And he also distributed
top 5 in assists nationally.
Great shooter, top 5 in assists. So he was a ticket. And I think if Isaac Bruns plays out the season for USD, they probably
100%.
win more games. Maybe they have a shot at winning the Summit League title, regular season and tournament. And he was the leading scorer in the conference when he got hurt early in the conference slate in January, and he was top 10 in the country in scoring. So if Isaac Bruns plays the full season and doesn't lay a bunch of eggs, maybe he's your college player of the year. But
we had Caden Hinker from Augie.
The Jacks didn't have a dominant player.
Yeah, we had Joe Seiler for the Jacks.
I mean, you kind of felt like you had to put
if you have a program, we try to put a player on there for honorable mention.
But clearly,
Cameron Fens.
Cameron, sure. But Ferguson. I'll go. Yeah. I'll go hands. And then the coaches. Who was the football coach of the year?
I tell you what.
Because you had OJ, who started.
Joe Hansen was the only football coach on this list.
Only coach on this list? I mean, I guess so. Because OJ went 9-0 and had a number 5 ranked team in the country.
Yeah, this is all sports too. So you had Tim Huber, Augie baseball.
Okay, so you didn't have individual sports coaches of the year. You did not.
No. This was just overall coach of the year.
Okay, go ahead. Who are the other nominees?
Yeah, Tim Huber, Augie baseball. We had Garrett Rabwin, Augie hockey. Greta Melstead, Augie softball. We had Travis Johansson, USD football. Robert Wagner, USD softball. Rob Bishop, SDSU baseball. Dan Gorgalis, South Dakota State volleyball, Aaron Johnston, SDSU women's basketball, and then Brock Thompson, SDSU women's soccer.
That seems like a dead heat between all of them. They all could have made great cases.
For sure. How about this, though? I love this.
Like Aaron Johnston could be the coach of the year every damn year. I mean, this year he overcame a couple of January losses to the Yotes and the Bison where they looked pretty bad. And I don't think a lot of coaches would have taken what he had there. And then that just, of course, cooked up a way for them to get revenge both at the end of the regular season and then on back-to-back nights in the Summit League tournament to win the championship. But and then coach of the year could be, well, who had a bad team last year? That's usually when it's coach of the year, like in major sports, whose team had the biggest improvement. But and Travis Johansson with USD wasn't that. I mean, they were a semifinalist the year before. They actually got worse But if everybody watches the coaching job that he did when they were 0-2, 2-3, 5-4, to just get better down the stretch and make the most out of what they had.
I mean,
they had talent, but I mean
I thought the turnaround that season was pretty impressive, right? The way USD bounced back after that Lamar game, I believe it was, and then they just really kind of put it into another gear, beat SDSU in the regular season, obviously, with a backup quarterback. But they made it further than any other D1 football team in this area, so it felt like it, worth certainly putting Travis Johansson as an honorable mention. But I got to point this stat out because we're almost approaching a fascinating point here in Mark Kurtz's career. It's been more than 17 years since the Viking women last lost a match in conference play. So we're almost coming up to a point where he's going to have freshmen that are joining a program that hasn't lost a conference match since they were alive.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive what he's done there.
So it's kind of like when we were talking about the Oscars, the Emmys, the Grammys. It's kind of like a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I mean, they had their best season ever
dominant.
under him, too. They won a game, a match in the national tournament, and then lost to the eventual national champions, Nova Southeastern. And they played him in the regular season and actually took a point from him. I think with just what he's done there, it's really impressive that he does this year in and year out, all with international talent, too. This guy, his recruiting model, I did a story on it last year, is fascinating with how he's able to find and identify talent and doesn't have to do a whole lot of traveling for it either, which is interesting.
I love it how you did this series and you shed a light on all the sports around here that never get enough love, but we understand why they don't get as much love as the revenue sports. And so it's kind of it's almost like a guide to who here's what you missed.
Yeah.
And but this is partly what I love about Sioux Falls Live is that we do cover some of the off the beaten path sports. It's a big part of your job, a full-time Augie hockey beat, staying step for step with the Sioux Falls Stampede throughout the playoffs, and at least recognizing with good stories, good feature stories about some of the people that make these other programs that you don't hear about a lot tick. So
people care, right?
Yeah.
And maybe it doesn't get the clicks that SDSU football gets or SDSU basketball or USD football, and regardless, people care, and there is a contingent. There are people within those programs that care a lot.
Yes, and they deserve recognition.
They absolutely do.
They deserve recognition.
There's a lot of work that goes into this stuff
to be in front of people who don't care.
Yeah,
they should. You guys give Sioux Falls Live gives people a reason to care, an outlet for people to care about those sort of things. One other item I want to, just in case I don't forget, because I had promoted this on Twitter today for our show. We're going to talk about the Twins and the Canaries, but we'll do that with Zim on Tuesday after the 4th of July weekend and break. We're just kind of running out of time here. But the point was, but if you notice, the Twins and the Canaries, both teams with just barely under 500 records right now, close to the midway point of the season, and you think humdrum teams, right? Going nowhere. And maybe they are, but man, both teams get a lot of hits, score a lot of runs. Yeah. They're fun teams to watch, and their games are fun to watch if you like high-scoring baseball games because they both give up a lot of runs. The Twins have a top 5 offense, runs, hits, all the other goofy sabermetrics. The Canaries, same thing. They've got a top 3 or 4 offense, runs, hits, a couple of big sluggers, guys who are hitting well for average.
It's
Josh
pitching.
Raywalt, the USF guy, is hitting .370 and bombing it all over the place.
Pitching is where we're.
But pitching.
Both teams.
So you're winning, and in the Canaries' case, in a league full that's pretty bereft of pitching overall. Period. You're seeing a lot of 13-8 games, win or lose.
Yep.
You can. They blew literally a 10-5 lead in the 8th inning the other night. But again, you got to see an 11-10 game. If you went to the old ballpark, you were not shortchanged. So. And the Twins, amazingly, are involved in some of those types of games, too. I think the Canaries are probably more fun to watch because there's not as much emotional investment in them, but also because, like, the Twins just constantly blow leads with the bullpen, which is statistically the worst or second worst in Major League Baseball.
And I'll tell you what, it's a tough place to be when you're a Padres fan. You got one of the worst offenses in the league, but your bullpen is out of this world. Yeah,
But it's
not fun baseball
But
to
your
watch
bullpen's
either.
not being used.
Well, they're just like-
your best guys aren't being used because you're not ahead.
Yeah,
in those innings.
that too.
Yeah.
And so then you get in these games like they got beat last night, 23-3. I don't know if you saw that against the Cubs. Gave up like 6-7 home runs or something. Wasn't fun.
Zim will have a few more takes on this. We'll talk a little Twins on Tuesday. Last thing, another thing that you've been hammering out here in the last week or so. The NHL draft was last week, and some local products, Stampede or Augie, either did get drafted, or got signed as undrafted.
No, they were drafted.
Agents. No, I'm saying there are some that got drafted.
Yeah.
And you can find all those stories at SiouxFallsLive.com. Follow Trent on Twitter at Trent Singer. But who are the highlights there?
Well, we got some NHL development camp stuff that I put together a couple days ago. Some Augie guys went. Max Chakrabarty, Winnipeg Jets camp. Mathis Langevin went to the Flyers camp. Teddy Lechner, who was an incoming Augie recruit, he was a draft pick on Saturday. Got taken in the 5th round by the Colorado Avalanche. He is at the Avs camp. And then former goalie Josh Kotai, who we all know and love, is going to the New York Islanders camp, obviously, because he is signed to a 2-year contract with them. But on top of that, the Stampede had a few guys drafted, and I think that's certainly worth noting. Let me find it real quick here.
By the way, he's looking all this up.
Well, I just can't remember off the top.
SiouxFallsLive.com.
You guys can find it yourself.
Your best source of local sports information. Beyond just the highlights. Headlines and scores.
Oh, I did it Saturday.
It's okay.
No.
I'll tell them to go to
Cooper
Sioux Falls
Soller,
Live.
that was the big name.
Nice job. You got it in there.
Plays for him 5th round. He got taken by the Lightning.
Overall point, a lot of great hockey talent.
Yeah,
here.
of course.
So it's never too late to get into hockey either. Well, it is this year because it's over. That'll do it. So you Crofton, anything else for the 4th of July?
Just gonna hang with the family and shoot some fireworks. We're gonna get out on the boat and go out on the lake. Hopefully the weather holds.
Well, aren't you pretty?
Yeah.
Aren't you fancy? Congratulations to everyone getting out on the boats.
Yep. We got 2 boats for the whole family.
But I guess
How about that?
if I'll cry in my beer that I'll buy on the ferry in the San Francisco Bay, I think we'll be okay. It's cold. It's cold. I texted a local sports luminary today that's going to be on the show next week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a big guest on Wednesday. If you're a Jackrabbit football fan, and I just mentioned to him because he asked, I'm going to San Francisco, and the first thing he said was, hard to beat Alcatraz. I'm like, is he being sarcastic or does he really mean that? I don't know. But no, I'm not going to spend 4 hours on an island in an old jail.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've gone by it in a ferry before. A few more things in San Francisco to do and enjoy. Anyway.
That's awesome.
Enjoy your 4th of July.
You too.
Everybody else enjoy your 4th of July. If you listen to this in time, and you probably won't, the Canaries are not home, but they will have a 4th of July fireworks celebration after their game on this Thursday night that we're taping this, July 2nd, if you want to enjoy that. But don't worry. They have fireworks shows that are 4th of July worthy, right?
Yep.
Every Friday game, right? I mean, big-ass fireworks shows every Friday night. For video producer Cordell Wright, for Trent Singer, for Johnny Oppold, and the beer man's not here anymore.
The best bar in Sioux Falls.
And the Orion Pub. Happy 4th of freaking July, America 250. Cheers!
Ole!